Hey guys, today is July 10th of 2019, and I'm doing a quick video. As you can see, I'm going to be painting the room in back of me. It's the nighter room is done. Uh, but anyway, I told Logan C, let me see, Logan Anthony C, that I'd answer some questions for him regarding phalloplasty. I had my radio 4 on 3 flat. Excuse me. Hey! Uh, in August of 2015. The surgery went well. I had no complications. About 2 weeks into it, I walked a little too much, I guess, and developed a little hole at the end of the vagectomy, uh, and which would cause urine to expel out of that. He told me Dr. Chen in San Francisco is who I had surgery with. He told me just to plug it when I pee, and I still had to sit on the pot for that and stuff. But it ended up healing on its own, and after that, I had no issues. So, anyway, I'm going to just read these off as I saw them, and it says, is there an age cutoff for phalloplasty? I do not think there's an age cutoff for phalloplasty. The only thing that I can see a reason why a person would be denied surgery is if their life was at risk health wise, or if they had an issue with their heart or something that would cause risk to them and imminent death. Uh, I know a guy who uh, had a congenital heart condition, if I'm saying this right. And when he finally got the okay to have breast surgery, he ended up coding on the table and in ICU. He came through it okay, and he's very happy to have had the surgery, but it's kept him from furthering his medical transition. So I think that might be the only reason. I haven't heard of any other reasons. Age has nothing to do with it. I think what has to do with it is health and mental stability regarding the person and their journey. So the next question is, dangerous to mess around with urethra when older? Again, I was uh, what was I, 54 years old. Uh, I believe it all comes down to health and how you take care of yourself. Uh, some guys I know of did not quit smoking like they should have, even though they cut back a lot. Ended up with some dead tissue on their phallus and some urethra issues. I can't say specifically if it was smoking, but I will say this. My sister had a tummy tuck, and she did not quit smoking, and she ended up with a big hole in her stomach and the tissue being dead. And the doctor kept saying it was because she did not quit smoking. So I cannot tell you that's the real reason why this happened, but that's the things I know about. Um, if you've got a doctor, I just wouldn't let anybody do phalloplasty. I would see where they were trained at, who they were trained with, how long they've been doing it. Sometimes we get in a hurry to get things done, and I've seen guys' chests be really cut up bad, and the doctor looked like they did not know what they were doing. Some doctors, I've seen guys' chests where they just did a boob reduction. It wasn't a resculpture job. So you got to be careful. Don't be in a hurry. Really do your research. But I do not feel that because you're older, you're going to have more urethra issues. Now, that being said, if you have a history of having like yeast infections, uh, kidney issues, things like that, that's something you need to bring to the table with the doctor and you guys can discuss it. My doctors, Dr. Crane and Dr. Chen, are urologists by trade, so they are really into knowing what they're doing with the urethra when they do the hookup and extension. So that's another thing. Really ask yourself about your health. when I knew I was going to have phalloplasty, and if you go back on my videos, you'll see that I changed my lifestyle, the way I ate, the way I just thought of life. I meditated, I did visualizations. I kept myself as positive as I could, and I did the same thing for my body. Uh, okay, your arms are too thin? Question mark. Are there other options? Okay, here's the experience. I don't have thick skin or thin skin. My buddy who had phalloplasty a year prior to me, he has very thin skin, uh, and they did it just fine. Now I can't tell you he's very happy with his penis. He has not complained about anything with his penis. Uh, he did end up with an erection device to give it more girth and stuff, and he's very happy that he did that. This guy, his arms are half my size. And so let the doctor look at it. Again, this has to do with how experienced is your doctor? Where did he get his experience from, his training from? Uh, Let the doctor, don't freak out and think that you cannot have this for many different reasons. Get a consult, speak to the doctor, address these issues, write them down. Uh, and also, for myself, I even went back and forth on should I have Metoid, should I have Fallow, up until the day I saw Dr. Crane in the office. Uh, I just knew. He said, "So you're here for Fallow," and I just, "Yep." And that just answered my question right up. My gut wanted Fallow, and I just thought, maybe taking the easy road to Meta, but I knew I didn't have enough growth for Meta. So anyway, you'll question things all the way on this journey, and don't feel bad. Just kind of calm yourself down, take a deep breath, look at your questions you've asked guys like me in the videos, or how they've answered your questions. Go with your gut instinct always. That's our little voice from up above. So other options. The only thing I know that's going on right now is that you have the leg, which is the alt option. They take your donor skin from the leg. Uh, I think there was a guy who actually was doing the side of the stomach. Now I know over in the European countries they do the side of the stomach. Again, I think that has to do with your body fat percentage and what you got going on there. I'm not sure, but I know here in the United States, it's usually radial forearm free flap, or it's the leg, the thigh. I don't know the full name of that offhand. I never gave it any attention. I knew my legs were too big. And so, 47 years old, complications, urethra lengthening. Okay, so we covered that. Everybody is different. This is such a big decision in our lives, and it causes a lot of anxiety, it causes a lot of stress. But once you know what you want to do, once you know that this is something that's going to enhance your quality of life and the way you look at yourself and the way you feel about yourself, write down your questions, write down your insecurities, write down your concerns, and get a consult with a doctor who's in your insurance plan, who has the knowledge and training, has been doing it. I know that Kaiser of California, Southern California, they trained with Dr. Chen in San Francisco for a good year or so, and they're just now starting to do surgeries. Dr. Chen comes once a month, goes in with them. They go up there, I don't know how many times a month, but that's where they got their training. And everybody's new at one time. You just got to look at who trained them, where did they go. Dr. Crane did his training in the European countries, which originally started the phalloplasty surgeries and the Metoid. So that's what you want to do. Some doctors are still conservative. They may say, you really should try Metoid. But don't let any doctor change your mind between Metoid and phalloplasty unless it's a health reason or a risk. You're at risk. It doesn't matter. You know how your health is. If you're a sickly person, then you may want to consult and give yourself some time to get your body nourished. like it should. Just remember, live food nourishes the body. You do not have to go on a diet. Just add food to your diet. Add salads, raw food, cooked vegetables, whatever it is that you don't normally eat that's healthy, add it to your diet. If you can't handle eating, go to juicing. If you have the money, go get the juice that's already made for you. If you don't have you don't want to take the time. It just depends on how serious you are on your journey of what your next step is in your medical transition and how you feel as an individual. There are guys who are totally fine not having surgery after they researched it. And I've seen guys say they're not going to have surgery, but once, and I'm one of them, but the reason why I said that was because I knew we couldn't afford surgery at the time. And when Kaiser came on board and said they were covering transgender surgeries, I went right on board with it. So you can say one thing on your journey and find out you've done something different. Do a consult. Yank the ear off of a doctor about all this that you want down deep, but you have concerns about. So, uh, let's see. I can't read my I can't read my own writing. Does age matter on health? We just explained that, and some about being under heal well. I think I've gone all over that. Listen, guys, there is no right or wrong answer on our journey, regardless of what it is we're coming up to. Uh, I think it's fair to say that all of us have been bouncy, that we've tipped the scales on one end, then we tipped it on the other end, and then it finally maybe has come to a balance. Mine did. I was like this, and then it finally came to a balance. Uh, and once I got there, and once I had the surgery, all that anxiety and stuff was gone. Excuse me. And I had to release it for my healing. All I did all day long was make sure while I was healing, after surgery, after I got to go home, well, not home, but because I didn't live in San Francisco, I had to rent a place for 3 weeks. Once I got there, my sister was there to help me medically, be my medical assistant. I basically laid in the bed, played some games on my Nook, I think it was, and I got up and walked around like I was supposed to all day long. I stayed with my lifestyle changes in my nourishment, salads, vegetables, juicing. My mom and my sister would pick up some juices already made for me. Uh, you're kind of limited, but I did what I was supposed to. And when I did walk too much, it was because I finally went, after we went to one of my post-ops, I went to the mall with them. They wanted to show me Target right off the waterfront there. And then I went to the mall with them, and I walked too long, and it ripped the skin some. So as careful as I was, even I overdid it one day. But I am a half glass full kind of guy. I'm very positive. I do what I'm supposed to, whether it be I'm this way, work ethics, everything. I do what I'm supposed to. I never try to shortcut or find the short way of doing things. I follow instructions, and that is what it comes down to. How is your health? If you have issues, I'm sorry. I was concerned about Hashimoto's. I have a hypothyroid, about healing, and the doctors weren't too concerned about it. So I didn't give it a lot of attention. And I did tell myself, if it takes me longer to heal, it's going to take me longer to heal. That's just what it was. I knew what the outcome was going to be. I knew what the possibilities was going to be. I knew what concerns after surgery people have had and had. And so I put those all into a bowl, and I just understood everything and accepted everything. We'll face each obstacle if one comes up, when it comes up, I didn't premeditate, oh, what if, and get all nervous. I tried to be as calm and as collective as I could for my body going into surgery. And I worked at it, and I worked hard at it because I am an inward person. So sometimes I hold the stress inside and it affects me medically. So, yeah. So, again, see what you want to see. You have nothing, none of your concerns here will prohibit you from having phalloplasty if that's what you want to have. Don't worry about your age. Just worry about your overall health. And if you're serious about it and you know you want it, start getting yourself together health wise. If you're overweight, I suggest the John Gabriel method. It's a little book, it's not a diet. He shows you how to add food to your diet, how to visualize, and how to meditate to help yourself stressful wise. A lot of times, weight is a result of trauma. It's a result of depression, mental anxiety, uh, we tend to maybe comfort eat, or the stress causes our body, we don't eat enough, and the body hangs on to what you have and turns it into fat cells so it can store it for a rainy day. So there's lots of different things that go on with us of why, besides just eating junk food and sweets all day long, there's a lot of reasons why some of us hold weight than more than others. So figure out all those things for you, Logan, and I wish you well on your journey. Keep me informed. I'm always here if you have questions. But I better get off here because it's like 16 minutes already. But I hope this answered all of them. Again, I'm always here. Ask me more questions, and I'll get the notification. I'm in the middle. We're in the middle of selling our house. So I will try to get back to you depending on the question right away, as soon as I can uh, in any event of questioning. I will get back to you as soon as I can. So you guys take it one day at a time and always make your journey as simple as possible. We'll talk to you later.